So here's my feedback on the Wyze Band, and I can tell you right now, it's not blowing up my skirt. Okay, so now I'm getting to see why the Wyze Band is so low cost. It's very limited on what a smart band would do. So if you have a Fitbit, I can't see you switching from the Fitbit to this one. Because to me, it seemed like it's not up to par and it needs a little bit more work to get to that next level. So I'm going to break down the things that is not up to par, and you probably still want to get it because it's nice and basic and it still do tracking. The tracking is not that great to me because I have both wristband on, and I'm telling you right now, my regular smartwatch versus the Wyze Band, something is wrong with the counts. And I'm constantly walking back and forth all day just doing regular daily activities, and the numbers should be closer than what they're coming out as. But that's not the case. So let's get into it, and I'll give you my feedback on why you want to get it or not get it. Okay, so let's cover the most interesting feature that I was really looking forward to take advantage of in this Wyze Band, and that's the feature. Now here's the thing, it does work. It works when you hold the button down on the watch and then it just listens for a command. Now there's a negative impact on using that feature on the Wyze Band, and that negative impact is you have to keep the app constantly running on your phone, which is potentially draining your battery, and that's the only way this feature works. So that's the disappointing news about the feature. But it does work when you try to turn off lights and do other smart things around your house. It takes a little while because you have to hold the button down, wait for it to listen for a command, and then you give it out, and then you have to wait for it to respond. So it's not as efficient as the Echo devices.
Turn off the studio lights. Turn on the studio lights.
Now the next one down is the activities. So your activities include your steps, calories burned, and sleep, and your heart rate and run. Now my experience with the steps is it's not really calculating the steps so accurately because I've been wearing these two bands together for the last 2 weeks, and this number on this smartwatch that I have over here versus the band, it's not coming out right. And I don't expect it to be exact, but at least close. So this watch is tracking more steps versus this Wyze Band right here. So I'm not too comfortable with this actually giving me an accurate count or semi-accurate count as far as my daily steps. And of course the calories is based on how much exercise you do, because it's not really counting your calories as far as intake, it's just counting how many calories you burn based on the steps. Now on the sleep side, it seems like it's doing, I guess, a pretty good job tracking the sleep. So I don't really know what to tell you right there because it seemed like it's tracking the sleep good enough. There's some days I get 8 hours sleep, some days I get maybe 7 hours. So I guess you can say it's doing a good job as far as tracking sleep. Now the heart rate tracking is not really active. I mean, what I mean by active is you have to actually, I guess, initiate it because it doesn't really show you the heart rate constantly. So if you click on the band, it's going to tell you that it's measuring, but it's not going to show you constantly heart rate. So it is tracking your heart rate. It's just not giving you that constant, instant feedback like a smartwatch would. So if you're looking for something that constantly periodically checking your heart rate, then this is not the way to go. So that's the heart rate. Now if we go down to the next one, it's the weather. Pretty standard there, nothing really to check. Run is the next one. Alarms you can set. Find your phone. Settings. And then you got notification. So from the alarm down, everything is pretty standard. Like I said, you set your alarms. You can find the phone, and I show you a lot of those features in a previous video, so you can check those out. And the disappointing feature that I thought would work real well is the, and I have to tell you that I'm not impressed. Now one thing I did not show you the last time is how to update the band. So what you do, you click on those 3 lines on the top, and then you want to go into device information, and then right there where it says firmware update, if there's an update available, it's going to let you know. And right now it's telling me I'm up to date. But if there was one available, you'll click on it and then it's going to send the information over to the band, update it, and then it's going to come back and show you all the new updates. So my final take on the Wyze Band. Would I recommend it? Yes and no. Yes, if you're just trying to get a low cost fitness tracking device that you can just run around with and you're not really concerned about a whole bunch of fancy feature. then the Wyze Band will fit the bill. But if you're looking for more detail, like, your constant heart rate tracking where you can see your pulse and get a little bit more detail on that stuff, you want to really truly track your sleep, and you want to see all that details and stuff like that, and you want something to track more than just your run, for instance, because you might do elliptical and all kind of different training exercises that you like to do. But I don't think the Wyze Band itself is geared towards handling all kind of different activities like swim, for instance. So what I'm trying to say is, if you want anything beyond the basic, then you need to stay away from the Wyze Band. Other than that, it does what it does for the price that it's for. I personally think they tossed that Amazon thing in there to really pull you in if you're into smart home devices. But it doesn't work that well. And if the app is not running, you're going to get a no connection error. So that feature to me is pretty much useless. Okay, so that's my final feedback on this Wyze Band. It's definitely geared towards a basic user that just wants some notification, alarm, some sleep tracking, some activity tracking, but not all the details. And if you're that person, then this Wyze Band is for you. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. If you have any additional question that you want to ask about this Wyze Band, leave it in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for taking the time for watching this video. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.